All right. 7-6. This time now we have an A, so it's going to make things a little bit more complicated, I guess. So let's start with A. We have 4x squared minus 3x minus 10. Remember now, and I'm only going to do grouping. I'm not going to do substitution. It just takes up more space. If you've learned, which you should soon, I don't know if you will by the time you watch this video, but if you've learned the quadratic formula, or if you've learned the quadratic equation, you can actually solve this fairly quickly with the quadratic equation. Quadratic formula, I guess. Anyway. Okay, so first thing, up here in the top, we need to do A times C. Our A value is 4. Our C value is negative 10. So 4 times negative 10 is negative 40. And then down on the bottom, we just have our negative 3. So we need something that when we multiply it, we get negative 40. And when we add it, we get negative 3. 4 times 10 is 40. So I'm just going to look at factors of 40. We've got 4 times 10. That's not very likely. We've got 5 and 8. 5 and 8 have a difference of 3. And it needs to be negative. So let's do 5 and 8. Okay, so negative 8 and a positive 5. Negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3. Negative 8 times 5 is negative 40. And so we just need to rewrite our equation now with it grouped a little bit differently. So 4x squared minus 8x plus 5x minus 10. Negative 8x plus 5x, notice that that is the same thing as negative 3x. We just rewrote it, but we rewrote it with these factors that we came up with. And so now I'm going to take this part and factor out my greatest common factor, and this part and factor out my greatest common factor. And so I have 4x squared minus 8x. Greatest common factor of that is going to be 4x. And inside, I'm still going to have an x and a minus 2. And for my other parentheses, my greatest common factor is going to be a 5. And inside, I still get an x minus 2. And so I have x minus 2 common to both. If we're looking at this in kind of a factoring way, x minus 2, just real quick, let's say the x minus 2 was q. So we'd have a 4xq and a 5q. We could factor out a q and rewrite it, right? And that's really what we're doing. So we're going to factor out an x minus 2. If I can write x minus 2. We're going to factor out an x minus 2. And what is left would be the 4x plus the 5. So that's what goes in our other parentheses. And then again, we can multiply these out and make sure we get what we started with. X times 4x, that's our 4x squared. X times 5, that's 5x. Negative 2 times 4x, that's negative 8x. So 5x minus 8x gives us the negative 3x. And negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. And I'm going to break this video up into the 3 parts, one for each, partially because of space reasons and partially because I don't want to go too long. And I have a class starting in a minute. Okay, that's it for this one.